Welcome to Push Culture News. My name is Brian Davenport. Thank you for joining us. This is the Push Culture Holiday Wish List. We were inspired to do this show after I acquired, by way of barter, a set of Rogers Brothers studded hardware this summer at Maryhill. I realized there's so much gear out there you simply may not know about. So, we put together this collection of products that you can add to your own holiday wish list, regardless of which holidays you might celebrate. We've got all kinds of exciting gear for you today. Predator's made a free ride helmet. Paris trucks have upgraded to what was arguably the best cast truck on the market already. Sector 9 has well thought out the right bag for the skateboard traveler. For the very first time, we're going to tell you about our own apparel collection, which was the reason we got started with all of this in the first place. Push Culture Apparel, built to last, crash after crash. And it's not yet 2018, but we've got that one loaded board you thought you'd never see. Also, to sweeten the deal, they've surprised us all by adding a legit double kick to their collection as well. And to wrap it all up, I'm going to tell you a little about the raddest skate community in the world and why it's so important to support your local skate shop. Now, let's start the show with my favorite product on the market today. It's that Rogers Brothers studded hardware I mentioned earlier. They eliminate your dependency on that pesky screwdriver that so often is missing from your skate tool. And it's just one of an entire line of products you may not even know you need yet. How many pairs of shoes are you going to go through before you start buying new rubber to glue on the bottom? Rogers Brothers makes shoe-shaped rubber soles for you already. They come in 2 different sizes and 2 different thicknesses. A thin one for racing and one for the rest of the time that's thicker to last you longer. It seems everyone this year learned how to make all kinds of concave on their own board. It's a great idea to customize your board so it fits you just right. These urethane concave implants are perfect for customization and take way less time than stacking grip tape. Whether you ride a top mount, a drop through, or a drop through that you top mounted, Rogers Brothers has all the accessories you may need to make your skateboard's assembly as solid as it's going to get. Use the drop risers to lower the ride height of your drop through. Use the drop riser rails to protect the bottom from being damaged by the nuts. This also eliminates the need for those little washers that are so easy to lose. Rogers Brothers also makes 2 especially nice foot stops. If you've never used a foot stop, they're worth at least looking into for a couple reasons. For one, on a rough road, it can help you keep from bouncing off your board in fast, tight corners. It'll also help you launch off the start line in a race by giving your toe a little something to grab onto. The first Rogers Brothers toe stop will certainly give you the most locked-in feel. The other, 4-way design, opens up the options. Mason Hamilton up in Calgary uses a plastic toy wolf as his foot stop. Get creative, but remember, a cord wheel only shows us that you think you got something to prove. Surf-rodz makes this very clean and straightforward foot stop. Simply mount your hardware up through the bottom and you're good to go. Here is what Kai Salam calls a cock-block foot stop. He started making these because he's got a great sense of humor, but also to help pay his entry fees for the season. Last but certainly not least, coming out of the Lone Star State, Bomb Squad's brass knuckles are by far the toughest foot stop on the market. When it comes to an all-around skater, it's hard to beat Robin the Leg McGurk of Oregon. He races marathons, the guy's never missed an event at Maryhill, and is a veteran supporter of the Safe Longboard Awareness Program down in Albuquerque. He's also the founder of Eastside Longboards, who produces these H2O Rayne wheels. You've seen these on the show before, but I wanted to show you again because there's nothing better than being prepared. Robin also produces the Nose Job Nose Guard. This thing is made of incredibly hard plastic that won't shatter. And the hardware mounting holes are extra long, allowing the entire nose guard to shift if it's a particularly hard impact, dampening the force transfer to your board. Have you ever wished that you could just kick up your board into your hand at the end of a long, full-tuck leg burner hill instead of having to bend over to pick it up? Maybe you spend enough time at races to appreciate the need to goof around during downtime at the top of the hill. Well, thank you Zach Madem and the Venom crew for bringing the Sick Tail to market. Bolt this bad boy to your current tail is set up and just imagine the possibilities. In true form, the Venom crew has also released Gangsta Grip. And just in case you couldn't think up your own inappropriate gangster rap lyrics to write on top of your board, they've provided a couple sticker options for you to make your own setup just a little more gangster. Also from the Venom shop is a very impressively designed new slide puck. The best part of these is the edges are deeply beveled to ensure you won't get caught on the pavement. You can buy them from Venom on their own, or you'll get a set with your purchase of the new Trojan slide gloves. This well-designed glove comes in an all-leather model, as well as a more breathable freeride design. Do you know what NHS is? They're essentially the mothership for brands like Independent Trucks, Flip and Creature Skateboards, and the returning downhill veterans Road Rider. With their finger in so many pies, they have tons of useful and novelty products available to add to this year's wish list. So by now, I'm sure you've all got a smartphone, and the classic alarm clock is fading fast. But if you want to get a little nostalgic each morning, get yourself one of these sweet Independent Trucks old school alarm clocks, because it's always a good time to grind. Creature makes these serrated slide rails. Never know what you're going to need those for. Flip makes a tail-saving power slider. Bolt this bad boy onto the tail of your board, make you slide faster, make the tail last a lot longer. And for those of you with a barbecue pit next to your mini ramp in the backyard, you've got to have this butcher hand barbecue apron and mitt from Santa Cruz. Over the years, we've been through more skate tools than I can begin to count. If you have a tendency to lose things like I do, you may be in the market for a new tool yourself. So here's a whole batch of options for you. If it has to fit in your wallet, look into the Speed Demon Slim Pocket Tool. The Alpha Micro tool features a very useful screwdriver that you can actually get a really good grip on. Alpha also sells an axle rethreader that accompanies this tool. Here's the standard T tool you probably already have, or maybe it's shaped a little more like a Y, like this Element tool. It is well built and features durable, labeled sockets, but the ball bearing in the screwdriver fell out just days after I bought it, and as a result, I've already lost it around here somewhere. Sector offers this pocket-sized tool, which will help you reach the axle hardware when your truck hanger is in the way. Recently, the good folks over at Paris have been claiming that they have the very best skate tool in the world. To be honest, I appreciate the blunt advertising style, but was still skeptical until I got this thing in my hands and realized the one detail above all others that actually does make this the best tool in the world. If your hardware is too long, it doesn't matter, because the Paris tool has a hollow shaft the bolt can slide into, allowing the socket to maintain a solid grip on the nut. In the off chance your kingpin or axles are too long as well, the Paris skate tool has clearance built in for them also. And it packs down as small as it can without sacrificing quality. No matter which tool you choose to use, it'll often get lost at the bottom of your bag. Why not put together a toolkit that is perfect for you and your particular setup? Sector 9 offers exactly what you need to get started. The Field Kit comes with a file, hardware, risers, a tool, and extra bearings, all for only $45. There's also plenty of room for whatever else you may need. Throw in some of Venom's updated eliminators for those fast downhill runs. And be sure to check out their new freeride bushings, which are guaranteed to make your freeride setup oh so sweet. If you're heading out for more than just a day, you may need to take the whole quiver with you. In that case, Sector 9 has a new travel bag that will let you take everything and even save room for your buddy's extra deck too. This is a very well thought out bag. The extra storage spaces are all built to work around a completely assembled skateboard, so you may not even have to break anything down. It's even got some sweet little Sector 9 wheels to let you roll it around the globe while you're chasing that endless summer. Here's two more inexpensive yet highly useful products to toss in the gear bag before you head out as well. Organic hogwash was first designed to keep pig farmers from smelling like pigs all the time. My pads used to smell like pigs too, until I started spraying them down with hogwash at the end of a session. Just spray it on and they will dry odor free. Skinunu bearing lube and cleaner is also a great thing to always have on hand. The orange goo is lube and cleaner, and they've recently added a clear lubricant-only formula as well. Recently I pulled up to the hill, got my board out, and realized that I had a fully seized bearing holding things up. Popped it out of the wheel, filled it with Skinunu, and brought it back to life. This stuff really works, and at only $7 a bottle, it's something that every skater should have on hand for that one time that you're really going to need it. Here's another nice option you can add to your travel pack. Sector 9 made a nice glove bag. It features a place to put your new gloves, and it's got a little pocket for your extra pucks.
So gnarly. Way too fast.
While you're out skating, make sure you stay well protected so that you can stay skating year-round. There's nothing worse than having to sit out a season at home with an injury when you know if only you'd been wearing some pads, you could be out skating with your buddies instead of getting all depressed over their Facebook updates every weekend. So here's lots of padding options that'll help keep you skating all year long. 187 Killer Pads makes great knee pads that will last for years. The Pro model features replaceable kneecaps. If you want a little customization, sign up for their custom pads giveaway contest. That's how I got these extra bright neon orange pads. Burn makes a very sturdy under jean pad. It's a bit too bulky for skinny jeans like I know a lot of you guys like to wear, but they'll go on top of just about anything as well. They provide plenty of crash protection, but there's no hard cap, so you won't be sliding out on them. 888 makes these soft pads. They provide light protection as well and fit under most anything. If you're on a budget, head to your general sporting goods store and pick up some basic volleyball pads. They work too. Sector 9 has these neoprene hard cap pads. They fit comfortably and will allow you to slide out if need be, but make sure they are the right fit because there's no straps to tighten them down with. Sector has also developed this body armor set. With all the extra coverage these provide, you're sure to keep more skin on. Not to mention that when a shin hits a guardrail, the guardrail almost always wins. So if you'd like a little added RoboCop style confidence, check out the new Sector 9 body armor. G-Form is a new company you've probably seen or heard of by now because they make an incredible product that the market has been eating up. If you haven't seen this stuff before, it's pretty amazing. The chemical makeup of the pad changes from soft to hard immediately upon impact. My brother and I have geared up and smashed ourselves with our skateboards just to see if it works. It works. They make elbow pads, knee pads, shin pads, and even crash shorts. They actually make what we believe to be the best crash short on the market. We've also found G-Form protection to be the perfect fit when you want a little more security in your leather suit. Here's my personal knee pads I've been wearing for the last couple of years. They're made in Europe by Motel Pads. Matteo Cortelletti gave me this orange set after his trip to NYC for the Broadway Bomb. Thanks again, Matteo. They're a little more low profile than the other pads available while still being fully protective and comfortable. Predator helmets. The guys who finally brought a downhill-specific full face to the market now have a half-shell free-ride helmet as well. It's a straightforward, well-fitting, and nicely vintage shell with a slight brim for a touch of added style. Like their full face, it's a one-size-fits-all helmet that comes with a multi-pad fit kit. There's enough padding in here to make sure that you can dial in the perfect fit for your head. New to the helmet market is Longboard. The helmet isn't quite ready for market yet, but the technology is, and they'll be utilizing other currently available half-shells. They figured out how to disguise LEDs in helmets and skateboards better than anything I've ever seen before. I know it's not for everyone, but if you're interested in a skateboard that will light up, be sure to check out the new Texas-based company, Longboard. Now on to something that we've personally been working very hard on for a very long time. We are proud to announce that Push Culture apparel is available. My brother Travis learned to sew by installing a face mask into a hoodie years ago. That was because we decided we weren't going to stop skating through the streets of New York City simply because the winters were brutally cold. Later on, his wife Jenica, being a trained and talented fashion designer, allowed us to take it to the next level. We knew we surely weren't the only ones who needed better gear to skate in, so we decided to go for it, and Push Culture Apparel was born. Long before you first saw Push Culture News, we were already hard at work creating clothing that is more than just apparel. It is technical equipment for your skateboarding. Determined to not enter the market as just another graphic tee company, we took our time developing innovative products that are built to last, crash after crash. We've just finished production in LA's Garment District on the Push Culture hoodie. It features a built-in face mask, reinforced shoulders and elbows, vented underarms, and cuffs like on your snowboard jacket, which are designed to work with your favorite slide glove. Currently in production here in New York are improved pants and shorts, featuring Cordura, the most highly abrasion-resistant textile on the market today. Also, the mobility maximizing inseam allows you to achieve a full range of motion you would expect from yoga pants with the durability of heavy workwear. It was our goal to produce apparel that will be viewed and utilized as equipment for our sport, for you, the rider. Check it all out at pushcultureapparel.com. The Paris V2 is here and ready to be your new do-it-all cast truck. When I started riding downhill, it was always on Paris trucks with Venom bushings, and it was a winning combination. As you can see here, the new Venom bushings that I mentioned earlier both fit perfectly into this new hanger. The Paris truck has always been my favorite cast truck because of the fixed kingpin, among other things. Now, every aspect of it has been rethought and only the weak links have been upgraded. The hanger is a bit burlier, the hole in it is a bit bigger, and the pivot cup fits a lot tighter. All in all, I think the team at Paris Trucks has done a phenomenal job of updating what was already a phenomenal product. As it's always been, the base plate sits at a near perfect 50 degrees. But, in case you want a little more stability, a 43-degree base plate will also be ready for Christmas. Here you can see the new trucks mounted to the Riviera Mayan Myth deck. If you didn't already know, Amanda Powell has joined the Resource Distribution family, and this is her current preferred shred sled. That is until her very own Pro model is released, which we'll be looking forward to showing you all soon. Congratulations, Amanda, you've earned it. Paris now also offers a street truck, which you can see here on this Micro Mini from Riviera, the Duke of Shaka. This little complete will set you back all of $115. Now that's a good deal. A Mini is always a nice addition to your quiver, and there's lots of affordable options out there. There's also several available with a little more to offer. For example, this 30-inch deck from Rogers Brothers features a built-in bottle opener that you big kids are sure to enjoy. And although not exactly a Mini, Joel Tudor's signature model from Sector 9 has a feature you might find useful as well. Here's another product I'm really excited to show you guys. My good friend and our Push Culture News veteran luge correspondent Chris Hicks has his very own wheel, the Chix MoFlow. In pink, it's going to be an 82A, and blue is going to be 80A. If it looks vaguely familiar, it's because this chunk of urethane used to be the Nurse money hack. After Jesse Scalfa of Nurse dissolved the company, Christopher Hicks bought the mold outright, updated the urethane formula, and has re-released this as the Chix MoFlow. This wheel has already won lots of races and will continue to win all grip courses around the world. Keeping with all things skateboarding, the Bear Trucks brand has added a street truck to their lineup. If you're in the market for a traditional kingpin truck, be sure to check out this new offering from the guys at Land Yachts. Have you noticed more and more longboard companies producing more traditional skateboards? If you're still of the mindset that longboarding and skateboarding are inherently different, not only are you wrong, but you're missing out. Skateboarding is the glue that holds us all together, regardless of the style or shape of your preferred deck. So if your first skateboard was of the long variety, let me encourage you to get yourself a double kick already. You don't need a fancy or expensive one. The double kick has been around for so long now that you can pick one up for next to nothing. It'll teach you to ollie. You can learn to ride a skate park without looking like a kook. You can flow through a bowl, and of course you'll learn how to do a simple kick turn. Not to mention, the longboarding you've already been doing will only benefit from your expanded ability on top of 4 wheels and a deck. More skateboarding of any flavor is guaranteed to make you a better rounded and more talented rider, no matter what you choose to ride. Now, this isn't a new product, and it's not exactly ready for Christmas, but we thought that we'd show you again the new Rayne Fat Bottom Avenger. Because we always like to see somebody stepping up their game, and that's what Rayne has done with this product. Now, something that we haven't talked about before is the possibility of the famous Rayne D-Lite models coming back to market. Now, with this fat bottom technology, they've already eliminated a lot of the excess wood that you didn't need along the edges of the board. That being said, the D-Lite formula chops a big chunk of wood out of the center and fills it with super hard foam. Once you do that to a board that has already eliminated most of the excess weight, you're going to have something that puts the old D-Lites to shame. This new product is going to open the door for the Rayne lineup next year to become better than you've ever imagined coming out of the already incredibly impressive Rayne workshop. And now to probably the most anticipated skateboard that I know you've all been wanting to see for years now. But before we get there, Loaded decided to throw in with their release a double kick of all things. From Loaded? Sweet. At 8.875 inches wide and a hefty 36 inches long, this is more than enough skateboard to kick around the city, ride a bowl, whatever you're doing, have a lot of fun on. Make sure you check out this new offering from Loaded Boards because when they do something, they do it right. Speaking of, have you ever seen a product in this industry take this long to make it to market? Probably not. Because Loaded has been working on this thing longer than a lot of today's longboard companies have been in existence. So without further ado, please welcome to the market the Loaded Chubby Unicorn, the most highly anticipated board to be released, maybe ever. Before getting into the incredibly high-tech construction, which you can learn more about online, let me address the most controversial part of this board's release. It costs $360 for the deck alone. Now before you get your panties in a wad, keep in mind, in comparison, skateboarding is an incredibly inexpensive hobby. If you've ever done any cycling or surfing or snowboarding, you know you can't seriously get into any of those sports for less than $1,000. That being said, we've seen the precision truck market explode with price tags well over $360. If you're willing to invest that much money in your trucks, why not also invest in the piece of your setup that holds everything together? The piece that actually connects you to the rest of it. Not to mention that this thing is sure to last 10 years, easy. Think about how much you spend on decks in 10 years. Yeah, you get to ride a lot of different boards, but why not simply dial in a setup so well that there's never a question about your equipment? The Chubby Unicorn, measuring in at 42 1/4 inches long by 9 3/4 inches wide, with a 28 1/4 inch wheelbase, features integrated wheel well flares, recessed truck mounts, rocker, concave, wide W concave, grab rails, and a totally symmetrical shape with beefy nose and tail kicks. To top it all off, an innovative urethane sidewall and UHMW bottom skin provide exceptional impact protection, abrasion resistance, and vibration dampening on this stiff and stable platform. If that's not enough to convince you this board is worth the price tag, then just wait till you see it in person. If you know anything about quality constructed anything, it'll take you all of 1 minute to realize that Loaded has introduced a new level of technology to skateboarding. And we here at Push Culture News are stoked to see this board we've talked about for 2 years now finally in the studio for us to present to you. Thank you, Loaded, for raising the bar. As I said at the top of the show, I would like to wrap things up by telling you who I think is the best skateboard community in the world and why it's so important to support your local skate shop while doing your holiday shopping. This time last year, my girlfriend and I packed our bags, sublet our apartment, and headed to Sydney, Australia for 2 months. While I was there, I had the opportunity to participate in a couple perfectly ran events organized by the Australian Skateboard Racing Association, as well as regular gatherings of the Sydney City Bomb Squad. If you've never been under the Sydney Opera House, there's 7 corkscrew floors of parking garage awaiting. I also got to spend a lot of time in the Hopkins skate shop. The thing that I was most impressed by was the level of community involvement. The shop and riders work together beautifully to encourage, provide for, and organize their local community. Partly, if not mostly, thanks to the Hop Shop's very first employee, Jackson Shapira. One thing I had never witnessed before was the way that the community nurtures and encourages their groms, the kids. From the outside, it may look like they're picking on the little guys, but on the contrary, they are teaching respect. And in a community that people look to for their sense of belonging, a little respect should be learned early on anyway. The Aussie groms aren't jerks, regardless of how talented they may be. And by the time they graduate to the open class, they've already learned the most valuable lessons of being involved in your local community. That's why it's so important to support your local skate shop. They're the ones that will be creating events in your area. I understand you may not have a local shop right down the street. It may be in the next city over, but if you do have to order your products online, that's okay, but try to order them from the closest online shop around. Just because a big online shop offers free international shipping doesn't mean that it's your best option. Take Hop Shop, for example. If Aussie kids start ordering online just to save $10 on a $200 sale, they will be making it harder for the Hop Shop to survive. With the disappearance of the local skate shops, you'll see the local events and community organization fade as well. Anyone who skates knows the best parts of this hobby are so often the people that we skate with. Thank you for watching Push Culture News. My name is Brian Davenport, and this has been the 2012 Holiday Wish List. Whatever holidays you choose to celebrate is fine with us, just keep skating. If you have not yet, please subscribe to our channel at pushculturenews.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and stay up to date so we can keep you informed. Oh yeah, before we go, I wanted to give a big shout out to all my Mo bros out there. Happy Movember, gentlemen.